You know it couldn't be just the fucking end of the goddamn story. Okay, they couldn't just do they last 30 fucking days and get the fuck out. They couldn't do it, okay? Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Nice to see you again a few hours later. We are going to be doing today part 3 of Curly and Slim, my psychotic roommates from hell, okay? So if you're new here, my name is Talent Love, or Portia Mercedes, whichever you want to call me. Go ahead and give me a pink glittery thumbs up and comment below on this video if you have any story times about your crazy psychotic roommates from college or wherever, okay? And I think y'all that I'm going to be doing like a segment later on where if you send me your story times anonymously, like written out in full, I'll read them on my channel, because I think that'd be like really fun. I'm into stuff like that. I like to watch Lovie Lane do scary ones on her channel where people send her paranormal experiences, but I'm not about that life on my channel. So I think it'd be cute if we do like roommate stories or something like that. So I don't know, let me know if that's something that y'all will be into. But anyway, so last we left off, Slim had wrote me and I had let Slim know, you know, since I ain't had no problem with you after Curly had did what she did, all that night screaming through the house like she lost her mind, okay? So this is Curly's text that she wrote me the same day, the same morning. She goes, Portia, I'm sorry for how I reacted. It was numerous things that built up, but I will fully take responsibility for how I handled my emotions. I do not hate the cat. Yes, you do, because you're not even calling him by his name, sis. So she goes, I just don't agree with the cat peeing on our belongings. And when I walked in last night, I walked in on Zen literally peeing on my bed. I snapped, and I did have a few drinks, which made me act belligerent. Again, my response was completely out of line, but I have to still stand by I'm not okay with the cat peeing on our things. It's not just the peeing. I'm allergic, but was willing to pop a Zyrtec. But he spends most of his time down here and it makes me uncomfortable. He's pounced on me while sleeping. He's gone through my trash much more, but I choose to keep my mouth shut until the peeing started. But I am a grown-ass woman and I know better and should have never reacted the way I did. I've always felt free to speak with you and maybe should have spoken sooner rather than letting things build up. I am sorry. Now, I got a couple problems with this text message. Sis, you was not allergic. You would have told me that the day of. You're allergic. Number 2, my cat never pounced on anyone in their sleep. He's not the type. Friendly, yes. If you invite him up, yes. If he really likes you, he's going to walk up on you. But he'll never pounce on you. He was a calm, friendly cat. Anybody that knows me knows my cat and knows that he was not like that, okay? So, like, what, he was a lovable lover. Now, if she would have seen my other cat I had before, Sage, he literally was a psycho, okay? Sage was a psycho. Zen was his name. Calm, Zen, yin, yang, that's Zen, okay? So you're lying. He's gone through my trash. He don't even like human food. Literally, when my other roommates and I lived together, we used to put down food for him and he would just stare at it. He didn't want it. He only wants his food, and then he's even particular about that. He don't eat crumbs at the bottom of the bowl, like the bottom, you know, when you get to the bottom of the bag and it's all the crumbs and the cat food. He don't even eat that. He just want his kibbles and bits, get him his water, and give him his little, sometimes I'll give him the little meat cups, and he meows for those, and that's it. So stop lying, sis. Excuses. I don't give a damn about you being drunk. You're in your 30s, sis. And I was like 28 or 29 at the time. I can't remember. But I would never behave that way. I'm very self-aware. I would never, ever, ever behave that way with roommates. Are you kidding me? Are you silly? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? What the hell? So I message her back and I'm like, hi, Slim. Or excuse me, Curly. Hi, Curly. Thank you for your apology. I do appreciate you apologizing, however. And this is me being real Karen with it. However, I do still stand by decision on the 30-day notice. It's unfortunate that I have to go this route, but the type of heightened anger that was presented last night was not okay. It made myself and the other roommate very uncomfortable. I again understand the frustration of my cat peeing on your belongings, but I did come up with the solution to fix the problem in addition to apologizing. I wish you the best in all of your future endeavors. I will give you your 30-day notice today, which I guess I wrote this and then gave it to her, but and an additional monies that you are owed back, which per agreement is your deposit. Please let me know if you have any questions. So she was like, I completely understand your decision. However, I wish I could fix this. I really do not have anger issues, but before you arrived, things were being said from upstairs that made me upset and uncomfortable. Now, y'all, let me tell you about Jane. Jane never provoked nobody. I have been living with Jane for a few months at that point, and I've seen her in a bunch of different situations, and Jane didn't provoke nobody, okay? Jane did actions that would irritate people, but she wouldn't provoke you like by words. That just wasn't her type. She was more so like smiley, and you know, she was like, you know, like one of those stoner type people that would just be like, hi, and, you know, whatever, yeah, it's all cool, yeah, whatever, dude. That's how Jane was. So I'm like, no, you're lying. I just knew her character, and it wasn't that I was taking sides, because like I told y'all, Jane go get a story time, but I wasn't taking sides. So she said, but again, my reaction, she said, meant to say, my reaction was what was seen and heard. Therefore, I have to deal with the consequences of my actions. I completely overreacted and haven't done that before. And all I can say is, I'm sorry, truly and wholly. After I had gave her the letter, I have sent a message, because you kind of have to make sure it's documented in case anybody want to try anything and say you put them out early. And I said, just for documented purposes, I have to message that the end of your tenancy is blah, 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 and your copy was given to you at blah, 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 blah p.m. today. So, later on that evening, she texted, because I put my cat away. I started putting him away because, like I said, I didn't want no more issues. We wasn't about to do that no more. So she was like, hey, I'm just curious, when did you put Zen up this morning? So I just didn't respond at all, because it's just like, what do we really need to talk about, sis? Don't ask me nothing about nothing. He's out your way. You coexist for your last 30 days until you get the fuck out of my house, and that's on period, bitch. So that's where the fuck we was at with it. So now we fast forward 4 days later, and here comes another issue. So you guys, you know it couldn't be just the fucking end of the goddamn story. Okay, they couldn't just do their last 30 fucking days and get the fuck out. They couldn't do it, okay? So she started having, you know, more company over, and she had the boyfriend that was, you know, the chocolate dude. But then I started seeing the white guy come around. He was huge, okay? He was like 6'5" and like 300 pounds, okay? So I'm like seeing them walking in and out. They taking rides to the store, getting liquor or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So they're hanging out. This is like the first day I seen him. So the first day he's there, they're downstairs chilling. I'm going downstairs doing my laundry, whatever. They ain't bothering me. I don't really care, because, you know, you can do certain stuff in your home or whatever. Like, as long as you don't smoke in here, cool. Drink all you want, whatever. Fall out. I don't care. Okay. So everything, I'm hoping that it ceases right now. And I'm like chilling or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool, we're chilling. So he's there 2 days later or whatever, and they're doing whatever they do, hanging out downstairs, going in and out, grabbing food, grabbing beers, whatever. And I'm just upstairs having me a grand old time, catching my piece, playing my Sims game in my room. So it starts getting late at night, and I start hearing elevated talking, because the way my room was set up, my room was up here and the patio door was under my, like, adjacent like this to my window on the bottom level. So I hear the doors opening and slamming, and like first it was opening and closing real loud, and then they were like she was talking really loud, and Curly was naturally loud. So I was like, okay, well, Curly's just being Curly, and she probably a little lit or whatever. No harm, no foul. Curly ain't bother me, whatever. So I start hearing the door slam, like boom, 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 over and over. And y'all, I'm in my bonnet and my nightgown. Y'all know my little purple nightgown, my purple bonnet that I wore in my story time about the guy who me and my mama dropped his stuff off at his job, and the same one that I wore for my Ollie sleep gummies one. So I'm like, let me go downstairs and see what's going on, because the way I heard them yelling, like her voice, I could tell something was wrong with her. So I'm going downstairs, and when I get downstairs, the way the basement was shaped, it was like you walk down the stairs, you turn to the right, you come down 2 more stairs, and you see like the living room area, but you have to turn a corner to see by the patio door. And I saw, when I got to the last 3 stairs, I see Curly fly like backwards, like something pushed her. And I was like, what in the world? So I go over to the the basement door, and I see the guy, 6'5", standing huge at the like head at the top of the deck on it was at the top of the door. And y'all, you know, when you disturb a black girl in her peace and her sleep, I have this thing about me, and it's really, really bad, but when I could be in a dangerous situation and I don't register that, and it's a little cuckoo, I know, but if you irritate me bad enough, like, all of that goes out the window. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you're the Jolly Green Giant. I don't care if you're the Incredible Hulk. You're gonna feel it. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. So I looked at him and I was like, did you push her? And at the same time, after he pushed her, Slim had like grabbed onto his hand, and he was like yanking her off. And he started yelling. He was like, you fucking lesbians, and these bitches are high as fuck. And he looked at me, and I was like, yo, are you kidding me? Get the fuck out now. Get the fuck out of my house, nigga. And he just looked at me, and I thought that he was gonna like try to steal off, and I was ready for whatever, sis, in my bonnet. But I think at that moment, all he saw was a little short black woman pissed the fuck off in her bonnet. And he was backing out the door. And as he's backing out the door, it was almost like he turned into little kid mode and started like telling stuff. He was like, they're on needles. No, they're high as shit. They're fucking lesbians. They're getting high in this basement. There's needles everywhere. And as he's talking to me, I'm like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And I'm looking around as he's talking to me. He don't realize what I'm doing, but I'm like looking around, analyzing the area, and there's no needles anywhere or none of that. So you know, after he leaves, I go to Curly, because I didn't feel bad for her, but at the same time, I am a human being, so I'm gonna make sure she's good. So I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm good. You know, I went out after him and I let him know, like, I gave her she told him that she gave him my social, and I'm calling the police, you know, whatever. Cause you know, he obviously didn't fear her, but he didn't know me. So he didn't know what I was capable of. So she was like, she told him, get out of here, don't come back. So I'm like, who is that? So she was like, that's actually my youngest son's father. And I'm like, you have kids? What? So she told me she had 3 kids, and she was saying that her youngest one got taken away, and that was his daddy, and he was in and out of jail, and the kid got taken away, and the grandma has custody because she was a recovering drug addict and had been clean for 2 years. So I'm like, oh baby, oh baby. So I'm like, what the fuck did I let in this house? At this point, I'm like, come again? So she's telling me this, and I'm like, and she's like, you know, thanks for having my back. And I was like, no matter how I feel about you, like, I have a weakness, y'all. I can't watch a woman cry. I can't watch old people cry, and I can't watch kids cry. It drives me insane up the wall. It makes me really, like, I'm an empath to the extreme. Unless, like, you wrong me, then you get what you get, and I won't have no second thoughts about it. It's justified in my mind, period. I'm not thinking back on it twice. So, and I'm not asking for confirmation from nobody. So when she's telling me that, thanks for having my back and all that, I'm like, you know, I would never let a guy hit on a female in my presence. Like, I've seen that before with one of my friends, and she watches my videos to this day. She knows, like, I was big enough to stand up and be like, hey, you know, I don't like that kind of stuff. I just really don't like that kind of stuff. I think that's the last thing you should do as a man. Like, walk away, like, take a deep breath. I don't care. Like, women hits is not the same as men. I don't care what nobody say. Like, so anyway, I've only met like one girl whose hits was potent enough where I would be like, dang, if he hit her back, I kind of get it because you like G.I. Joe. But that's beside the point. So anyway, you know, I was just like, you know, I never let nobody like hit you in my presence. That's a dude. Like, now if it's another bitch and y'all scrapping and you, that's on you, sis. But not a dude, not a woman as tiny as her. So anyway, after I learned that night, I'm like, everybody, let's just woosah, everybody go to their corners. Please lock the back door. I need y'all to remember that, because I'm gonna end this story time part 3 here, because it's about to get even fucking realer, as if it couldn't get any more realer, you guys. Mind you, I want to remind y'all that this is all in a fucking 2-3 week span at this point. 3 weeks, I want to say we're in here. About 3.5 weeks, because they had gotten their notice by this point. This is a couple days after their notice. So you guys, until next time, I hope you stick around for part 4, which I will drop at some point next week, because I don't want to do story times for the rest of the week. We got one more video, which is Friday, and I want to give y'all something different. So comment down below your favorite part of the story, or what the hell you would have done in this, because technically in the state of Virginia, you can't just put somebody out on the street. You have to give a 30-day notice. So what would you guys have done? Would you would have done what I did, or would you would have did something different? So anyway, let me know down in the comments below. I love you guys so much. Until next time, stay fresh and stay fierce.